Welcome everybody to another Sunday night casual with me, Dexter, your host. And this upcoming week, it's going to be pretty exciting for me, because tomorrow me, Robert, and a few other guys, we'll be heading out to Switzerland. And as you know, this is going to be some crazy. We have a crazy card. We have numerous world title matches, and none like you believe. I can't think of the last time that we had this many we had this many world championship on the line. And yeah, well, hey guys, welcome. I'm glad you're excited because I'm very, very excited. We have this time we have taken a few uh we've taken a little bit of a longer break than usual, right? Typically, we do ones every 5 to 7 weeks, and due to some events, we are now an event behind. So it, I know the community feels like there has been a lack of content out there, but I've been monitoring our viewership counts. It's actually higher than our previous events. I think what happened really is that people aren't accustomed to be waiting this long in between events. So here's what I'll tell you guys, right? The hungrier you get, the tastier the food. So and I assure you this time the event is gonna satisfy all the cravings that you guys miss. Hey, Pam, good to see you. Um, so Jeremy is asking, saying we need more live stream like Devin, Hermes, Lavon did. Yeah, there's there's a little bit of I was just at Robert's place because we were packing, and the whole conversation come and people thoroughly enjoyed how that all went, right? Talking about the future and having all these strongest guys literally all in the same channel in the world, talking about the future, talking about Switzerland. Really, I could see, one of the contents that one of the comments that I really liked was people talking how much they enjoyed, not only the content, and the discussions, but how far we've come since I would call this the reunion be- back with the Europeans and the East and the West. So I think that's the cool part about that content as well, right? Uh, Devin matchmaking again. Yeah, he's always pushing ideas out there, and some of them are crazy good, and not all of them are accepted. Because he's not an owner. Jody is. Just kidding. The last live stream felt like the good old days when everyone got along. Was really good to see. Yeah, and I think we the fans could really expect more of that to happen. And uh yeah, and so John Doe is asking, whatever happened to the server domain issue? We need an update. So we have boots on the ground there in Turkey right now. Somebody is filing some sort of form that requests some further investigation from the authorities, the local Turkish authorities. So there's that. And you know how those things, they'll take forever, and there's really nothing much we could do at this point other than to let the process run by itself. So uh somebody also mentioned about that podcast, Weird Cat Eating. It says the casual vibes of that podcast were awesome. It felt like we were all in the room together. And yeah, I think we are back on track. If you guys, buy the pay-per-view, you will see that, like, look at this card and tell me how many non-English speaker are there, and you'll see why we have finally truly reunited. And this would be awesome event. Anybody of you who've been starving, waiting for something cool, Switzerland, I guarantee you, it's going to be bonkers, bonkers to the max. Yeah, everybody's talking about how great a podcast. We'll we don't want to do it too often, partially because it's quite a difficult thing to put together. Having everybody and this time, forgive Devin. He did preface this, right. He says, "Look, I'm in the middle of nowhere, and his signal wasn't very good, so we'll forgive that crappy stream." Uh, I mean, on his part, a little bit, but for the most part, we will do try to put out more of those contents out there. We will do more live streaming. The fans have mentioned it. We tested recording a little bit, and here's one pretty big announcement here, right? I don't know if you heard it from Ray, but this time around, because of how tight some of the schedules are, right? Uh, we were we are going to shift things around a little bit on the pre-match interviews. Okay, so on the pre-match interviews this time, it's going to be one big fat live stream, and we're going to be live streaming it for. We've currently estimated it to last about 6 hours. Now, this live stream will occur on Thursday, starting at 2 p.m. Local Swiss time. Uh, so 2 p.m. local Swiss time. We'll have all the athletes. We've already got that whole schedule lined up, right? We'll start with most of the European speakers first, like the non-English speakers first, because America is probably still asleep. We'll have all the Europeans speak and do have their pre-match interviews. It'll be super casual stuff. Well, it's not super casual, but casual enough where we'll have multiple people interviewing the athletes, and we could have multiple athletes there at the same time, right? So we'll set up like at least that's what I'm envisioning right now. We'll have like a couple of chairs or like a long bench sofa. We have cameras there, and then we'll start talking. We'll start talking, right? With say one athlete, and then a couple of minutes goes by, like 10, 15 minutes, then we'll have the next athlete come in, come by and just keep swapping out. And then towards the end, when it's closer to like 10 a.m. Eastern time and whatnot, that's when we'll switch over. Well, we'll switch over and have mostly English speakers at that point, right? For the Western fans. So that's kind of how we're doing it. It's going to be super fun. We're going to be able to. Ray will start. Will kick things off, and then over time, right, when he needs a break, because he's not sitting there for 6 hours straight, right? We're gonna have some special guests be the interviewer. So we're gonna ask Devin to be the interviewer. So that's gonna be a kind of an interesting proposition, right? How often you see Devin being on the other side. So we'll try to capture, make full use of him, and Hermes could join the party, and Levon as well. So that it's going to be a kind of an interesting take on how we approach uh this, because normally our podcast is live and our pre-match interview is recorded. This time is all going to be swapped around. We're gonna play things in a way where allows all the fans for 6 hours on our main channel, not my channel, on our main channel, going through all the athletes. We're gonna try to go through all the athletes. So I think it's gonna be super fun. It's gonna be super fun. Um, yeah. So make sure sleep early on Friday night, because come first thing Saturday morning, it's when we have our live stream. So come on and ask us all the questions. Sorry, not Friday night. It'll be Thursday. Sorry, it'll be Wednesday. Wednesday. Sleep early on Wednesday, and then Thursday we'll have all our interviews. So, yeah. Let's see. I am gonna be reading pretty quickly. Oh, thank you, Benji. Buy the pay-per-view. You're gonna buy it anyway. Might as well buy it right now. Buy it right now before you're fumbling and missing the first event, because right off the gate, it's gonna be killer. It's gonna be killer. So, the Drew. Many of you think and Baxter have been a big help to EVW. Of course, you are on more like this now. Thank you, Drew. You guys are great. You have been a great supporter. Each and every one of you. Uh, Someone's making a joke. Obviously, Devin's getting the rules changed. No, already got the pay per view ready to go. Right, it's gonna be killer. It's gonna be killer. Jeremy's saying, I agree. It felt like the drama never happened. I've developed a lot as an arm wrestler the past couple of years. But in my core, I'm a fan and I'm happy about the future of EVW. Hey, Jeremy, aren't you pulling at the Monster Factory as well, right? So good luck in your super match. That's pretty good. GB6XQ is asking, is Levon versus Michael Todd confirmed? No, it's not confirmed yet. There's still a lot left to be discussed. Like it was just an idea being thrown out there. Next week, we're gonna have some sort of like a summit, right? We have Levon, Devin, Hermes, Vitali all in the same room. Obviously, with the matchmakers Robert Baxter and Snezana, we'll all sit down, kind of figure out next year's kind of plan. And because everybody has, you know, we want everybody to be on the same schedule, so nobody kind of like, well, he was training for a lot longer than I did. We want everybody to be tip top condition. They have as much time to prepare and plan for things. So that's kind of how we're trying to go about doing things. So nothing's really confirmed yet. It's just one of the ideas. I believe Robert was throwing it out there, and it may or may not happen. I cannot confirm nor deny. Matter of fact, nobody in the world can confirm or deny that because nothing's confirmed. Um, John Doe's also asking about Jordan Brazing, the GOAT, coming back. Um, I to be super honest, I have not checked up on John as the past week or two, so apologies in that regard. Um, yeah, so probably I should check with Robert. Robert's probably the better guy, but we've been also busy gearing up for the Swiss event. We haven't really got a chance to check in. Or I should though. What local time is the event supposed to begin on November 1st? It'll be the same time for the press conference and the main event. It'll be at 8 p.m. local Swiss time. All right. It's 8 p.m. local Swiss time. Now, in case everybody is asking, 8 p.m. in Zurich time in Eastern. So I'm googling what that time is, and I'll do that conversion. Okay, it's 6 hours ahead of Eastern time. So if it's 8 p.m. in Zurich, it's 2 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So that kind of tells you where everything is. I don't believe Brian is gonna be there. If he is, well, he should let us know. Gotta get him some front row seats or something. But no, I have not heard from that. Devin's a great interviewer. Well, we'll all find out. I mean, he's also pretty knowledgeable too. So, and he'll he'll be able to stir up some drama, some good kind of drama for all the fans to watch. So yeah, for sure we will have their. Let's see. We are in talks with not Matt Rhodes, well, with Matt Rhodes as well, plus also his like the owner of the Siberian Power. Uh, we nothing is confirmed yet because there's still a lot of logistical problems that we are still figuring things out. We have, I mean, Devin wants to compete there, right? Devin wants to compete there, but Devin's not the boss of him. It's Jody. So Jody has to say the okay, right? So there's that fact. But we also have other offers on the table that also would be on the same time frame. That's within a few weeks apart from the Siberian Power Show that we are also considering. So they are coming at us pretty hard. I don't know if I can mention it. I think it's fine to mention. So FIBO in Germany would like us to be at that event as well. And nothing's really confirmed. There's still a lot of negotiations with either party. So we are still trying to, see what's best for the arm wrestling community, best for us as well, best for the athletes. So there's a lot of things we have to consider, and so. But anyway, so we have options. We have options. Um. So yeah, so Benji is actually flying to Switzerland. So if you guys want Benji's autograph, fly to Switzerland. He will be there, uh, helping out with various things. And so yeah, let's see. Another one, Alex that just joined the live stream with Devin, Hermes, Levon, Michael thought Robert was epic. Ray did a great job running it, and it was an awesome conversations. We need more of that. Yeah, we were just talking to Robert. We'll do things like that. We'll do things like that. We'll do things like that. Yes, it will be noon in Utah, Pamela. So stay tuned. It will be pretty good. Um, we haven't gone that far yet. Right now, so just so you know, when we are trying to schedule things for the matches for the rest of the year, the most important match for an event, it's the final event, right? The main event, and the main match of that night. So we kind of structure that first to figure out everything else. So that's kind of how we are proceeding with things. We're going to try to get some sort of an idea. And obviously things change. Things change. People get injured, something else comes up, whatever. So there will be flexibility, but at least we have some game plan before we can set everything else up, including venues. Venues is going to be pretty good. I did not follow up on this. The last I heard, she was, but that was like a couple weeks ago. I did tell her, uh, that she has to be a little bit careful, right? I mean, I don't know if it's a secret now, but we have slated for her to pull in December. Okay. I don't know. She's slated to pull in December. And if she gets injured or something happens, or she gets knocked out in the first round or for whatever reason, it's very embarrassing for her to be on the main stage. So I told you know, she could come, but pull in the opposite hand that she's pulling in December. So at the very least, it doesn't jeopardize her match in December. So that's what officially from a promoter standpoint, that's what we are all afraid of, is that our competitors that we spend time to promote, sometimes even like unfortunately in this case, Philip Larson, we also bought his plane ticket, and it's technically burnt, right? So there are some resources that we will end up you know burning if something happens to the athlete, uh, especially when they have already kind of been slated for the next event. So hopefully she shows up, because it'll be like it'll be pretty good, right? It'll be pretty good for like some of the fans who are there to kind of see her, that she's not blacklisted in any way from the company, from the organization. And I know that I don't know any specifics. All I know was she made a post saying that she was not she won her nationals, but for whatever reason she wasn't. Her invitation to Worlds was rescinded or something, somewhere along those lines, and so she couldn't go to was it Moldova in September. So at least she's probably itching to try out where her level is, right? But so yeah, so there's that. We That's all I have. So let's see. Alex Linebrink, what are your thoughts on Brian saying he wouldn't probably collab with EVW again? That felt like a gut punch. I I don't know if I read it that way. I read it more along the lines of he cannot promote and compete at the same time. Very, very challenging effort. I know that uh if I had to run the whole show myself and also think about my upcoming match, I mean, it's not very common for a promoter to be competing at their own event. Very, very uncommon. Very, very uncommon. So the fact that he even did it goes to show, the amount of stress that he had to handle, and there's the whole. So I've never personally competed in an East versus West event, right, or any arm wrestling event, but I've competed in many, 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 many other uh like world level event, and I can tell you there is that whole game, that whole mental preparation that needs to happen. Like one of the songs that I have on my playlist, where that I would put something, put it in loop depending on what kind of event that is. Uh, it's just to get me in the right mindset, right? There's a lot of things that goes through my head, and but you know what? When you're a promoter, when you're an organizer, you're thinking of so many different things out there. You're thinking, hey, the athlete needs to be taken care of. A broadcast, is it ready? Right? Is the venue okay? Are the VIPs taken care of? So there's so lot of things, and it's not very easy to run a promotion, run an event and compete at the same time at this level. And we all know Colorado was a pretty good event. So and you know, I I think it's pretty common, and I wouldn't want to do the same thing either. Um, didn't Yeah. So there's that. Um, so somebody's asking, Jay Corbin's asking about athletes trading cards. Uh, so what happened was in the past, technically speaking, there were four. Uh, there were only four East versus West events. So the media team that was doing all the designs and whatnot, they had 3 months to prepare for the next, for the next event and the next event, right? And now we're scheduled to be in the half that period. So it was very, very challenging. Plus, also we've noticed. So my background, one of the companies that I own is a trading cards company. So we had a chain of companies, chain of stores. So I'm very well versed with trading cards. Technically speaking, those athlete cards in the past, they were not trading cards. Those are trading cards signify that you had to trade for it. You want to trade for it. But in this case, you literally have everybody's signature in a complete set. So it's not really trading. There's no interaction. There's no trading. And all that is I have a full set of cards, and I could keep it as a It's as a collectible card, right? We are working towards launching a true trading cards for EVW. That's And what that is there will be a factor of luck that is involved, uh, in the trading cards, which require people to actively go out and trade to get a complete set. So there is that. So we're working towards that direction. Uh, so, but there's so much more things that we're working on. Anyway, so here, let me show you this. Let me go to EVW Sports, and we have this. Now it's still a work in process. Okay, it's still a work. Sorry, yeah, and it's not quite there yet. Okay, now don't take the rankings, or don't take any of that as kind of, how should I put it? Like, it's not confirmed, right? This is just the setup of what we're doing. I know everybody's kind of asking for things a little bit about rankings, but here's what it is. So here you can see this is our rankings page. Now, obviously, the numbers are still we are still a work in process, but so we are putting things together. Don't we're still finalizing, some profile pictures and the ranking orders. It's not quite there yet, which is why I've been sort of reluctant to launch it until uh internally there's still some discussions on what the true ranks are, right? I'll give you guys an example. Okay. We have some matches, right, that we know that ended in 3-0 with ease. And then we have some other matches with the same athlete, okay? But he beats the guy, but it was 3-1. And the only round he lost was due to him fooling around. He was just joking around, making some stuff up, and then he got two elbow fouls in a row. Whatever. But it doesn't really signify his true strength. So the argument internally is, well, it's more like a friendly debate, is okay. So technically, the opponent, example, let's say the common denominator is Devin. Devin beat both guys, but A has Devin beat this guy 3-1, and B, he beats the second guy 3-0. But we know the 3-0 is stronger, right? We know he's stronger. So if the B guy goes against the A guy, we'll know for sure, without a doubt, B guy will beat A. Okay. However, the match scores says otherwise. Okay. Match score says 3-1 versus 3. So should A be ranked higher than B? Or is it based on our true understanding that B is truly stronger, regardless of the point score? B should be ranked higher. So those are the kind of things that is being played around, and so this kind of debate, those kind of things. So, are you with four athletes, Robin, matchup idea discussed on podcast? I am. I so where that kind of also stemmed from was thinking of a new format for King of the Table, right? So in the past we were talking maybe King of the Table could be in the tournament style, right? That sort of thing, just to shake things up. And then it could have merged into, well, what about if it's a round robin idea? Unfortunately, there's a lot of pros and cons, really, and strategies are completely different. And I could also see why training style would be different, polling style would be different, right? Now, endurance all of a sudden becomes way more important. Also, one of the first few things when I got into the sport was I asked, hey, um, super matches are so draining. How can anybody else expect to pull over the course of a few days at WAF Worlds, for instance? Isn't it like nuts? And you know, Robert was explaining to me there's a lot of different strategies that's involved. Like you don't milk people as long. You slam them, you flash pin them, you try to conserve your energy for the next opponent, right? So a lot of our athletes, because they are so uh you know they have been training so long, and for the past few years it's all mostly super matches for them. Going back into, I wouldn't say tournament style, but pulling multiple people on the same day. Now all of a sudden it becomes sort of a a very different dynamic, and they have to change a lot of how they pull. Right, they now have to focus on more on endurance and speed and power, rather than I don't know. So I don't know if at its core, I think people still like to watch super matches, and we don't want to do anything that might affect them. That's my opinion. However, that being said, it could still be a one-off thing, right? If they're only training it for one-off thing, and we'll say they won't be invited back to another round robin, then maybe, because I think sometimes shaking things up just a little bit would still make things very interesting. So there's that. Still in talks to try to see if Alijan is interested in coming to in December. So so there's that. Houdini Sports says you get Roger Federer to attend. I will super chat $100 to EVW. Just saying. Oh, just so you know, anything that goes through YouTube, including monthly membership or like super chats, YouTube takes 30%. 30%. Anybody who's thinking of making money off YouTube, it is not very experienced. I'm just throwing it out there. But Robert, it would be great to have Roger Federer there. Let's see. When you letting Anna do the main? Not supposed to announce this yet, but I'd say very soon. That's all I can say. Very soon. All right. Zane Lewis, you thanks for the super chat. Didn't really see a question there. Might be a assist. Oh no, here it is. I know you have 34 left and right men's and women's weight classes, but please have more of light classes. Yeah, so there is the whole conversation um about bringing more lightweight guys in there. Okay. Right. I think it takes a while to shift the viewership excitement from the heavies into the lighter weight categories. Even in the past, even like let's say boxing, it was always the heavier guys, and over time, the lighter guys got more, got more but they were more noticed. So I am totally with you. I'm totally with you. We will want to have lighter weight guys. So we will, when we were doing this ranking list, we noticed there were quite a few especially like in the 70 kilogram men's. It was not, we didn't even have a total of 10 different athletes competing in it. It's kind of a weird thing. Even women too. Women, we were putting that ranked list and like, wow, at Ayane's category, there's only been 4 women athlete in that weight division. Right. So in the past 4 years or so, since the beginning of time. So because of that, we gotta play it a little bit and see how we can start slotting the lightweight guys in, without leaving the heavier guys behind as well. So it'll be a gradual thing. The one thing that Robert and I discussed, and the way that we can accomplish this, to have more events in a year. The more events we have in a year, more matches, then we can slot in more and more people. So there is that. Please have at least 170 and 1 or 77 kilogram every event. I'm making that note. One lightweight match. Good thing. Very, very good thing. Let's see. Tall Paul Hutchins Jr. says we need more of Robbie Russell at EBW2. Gotta give a shout out to my fellow East Tennessean. Cool. Yeah, so like the chat. Good idea. Creating more valuable market for cards. Thank you. Drew says Magic the Gathering type of arm wrestling trading cards that you can actually play with others, and you can hold little card tournaments too. You know what, there, buddy? Maybe. My buddy who helps. Actually, maybe I can release that information. He might not like it, but no, one of my buddy who owns a very big restaurant chain. They too recently released a a a card game, and he was telling me, oh, bro, in our parking lot, there's 2 large containers full of card games that that they're trying to get rid of. So make sure you go Panini. So we have a lot of relationship with Upper Deck. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be published independently. We'll see. Statistic. Okay. So I looked into this. It was pretty crazy. The amount of money that it will take to have statistics on the fly is literally insane. It's literally insane. There was a guy who was explaining me how they do it in the NFL. They have a room full of people, right? And all they're doing is everybody is only paying attention to a very small group of athletes on the field that only does one single thing, right? That's how focused they are, right? It's absolutely. So for arm wrestling, it wouldn't be as crazy as NFL because they have like a grunt of people on the field. But for us, it would be like one guy just looking at the timer, one guy looking just at, elbows and how he moves his elbow. I don't know. So we will still need a small army to get all that statistic down. Unless it's more like after the event, post match, post event kind of replays and someone doing it. But hey, if somebody's willing to volunteer, I'll be happy to talk to you guys, because I think statistic does add a lot of value for the viewership, for them to understand. Example, all right, imagine if like in the middle of Devin's match, right? And one of the statistic was his match on average lasts 25 seconds, right? And his win percentage goes down the shorter the match is. Who knows, right? So then there'll be a timer. If it passes 40, say 20 seconds, then Devin's win percentage just skyrockets, because he's more of an endurance puller, right? So yeah, I mean those kind of statistics really adds a lot of value when you're watching the event. So I totally get it. Don't know if you're quite there yet. Just that year. Yeah, I mean it's pretty good. I heard Canadian, or if I say Canadians maple syrup is the best, the people in Vermont might be pretty upset with me. So I'm gonna be pretty impartial there. They're all pretty good. Uh, yeah, yep, Drew, you're right. The King of Tables should look a little bit different. I think the last time we did one in Istanbul felt like the same thing but a different jersey on. So there's that. Round robin to get number one contender for Lavant. Technically speaking, I think Robert did mention that the Vitali already earned his spot there to go against Lavon, but things can change, obviously. Uh, just do like Vince McMahon did by all the competitions. No, it's maybe not quite there yet. Not there yet. Then government takes another 30%. Yeah, this is in reference to the YouTube thing. So there is that. Yes, go buy the merch. Yeah, go buy the merch. Go buy. I think we got new hoodies. We got new hoodies. Black. It's and we also have our EVW 20 jerseys that's up for sale right now. So go grab them. This would be potentially the last jersey style of this before we change to a different version. So I don't know if that changes anything, but yeah, I'd say go buy 20 and we will start shipping it out. I don't even heard it from me, but yeah, we're gonna start shipping it out. We got it in a little bit earlier than usual, and just so everybody knows why jersey takes forever for us to ship out, is we typically like to leave our jerseys unprinted until we finalize the sponsors. So until because some of the sponsors that we deal with, they take a while to get back to us. Like, I'll think about it. Maybe, So and they start dragging their feet, and so we don't know, because once we issue the print order, there's no going back. There's no putting a patch on the jerseys, right? So we kind of drag it out and push it up till the very end before we start having it printed, which is it takes a couple of weeks to get it printed, right? But this time it came a little bit earlier, so we should be able to ship hoodies, the new hoodies, all black hoodies. We only have a very small limited run, very very small limited run. Originally it was supposed to be a zip up hoodie, but they ran out of stock at the very last minute, and they asked if they could swap it out for a totally black hoodie. And I said, it's fine. It's perfect for fall weather. You could also train in them. It's not the thick, heavy kind. So we might make a thick, heavy kind later in the year, or maybe early next year, doing them in the winter. So go get the hoodies. Let's see. Yeah, sounds like Irma's taking over 115 category. Yeah, that's a lot of things throwing out there. Then Devin might also want to step down. Michael wants to go down, and then they're all competing in that category. Who knows? I think it'd be fun. Just adds a lot of dynamic. Adds a lot of dynamic. Sean2538 says, more events, please. If you do more events, it'll be more difficult for competition too. If you can keep the talent active and happy, they will all stay with you. We need more arm wrestling. Don't disagree. Totally agree. Totally agree. Um, let's let's see. I'm blasting through reading it super. Oh, you know what? Talking about reading, should we see who is the winner of people guessing how fast I read? Let's see. Let's see. What was the latest guess? Let me share my screen and see if yeah, words per minute. I want to see who is the winner of that words per minute thing. Uh what was the champion? Let me share screen at the stage. Oh wait. Doesn't work that way, huh? You know how let's see. 500, 550, 460, 620, 365, 500, 529. Okay. I think I know who the winner is. Any last guesses? Right here? Any last guesses? Drew at 650. You guys. So the highest, who ranked me the highest? Drew ranked me the highest. Who else? 621. Jeremy says 200. Again, the winner will get a free autograph sent to your house. No problem. Weird cat eating 400, 322. Wow. DJ USA 651. That's funny. Okay. You guys want to see something funny? You guys are way off. Way off. You guys are way off. I actually forgot how fast I read. Uh, I don't know. I probably should tilt this a little bit better. It says that I read at 2,395 words per minute, and I was tested, so I didn't make things up. And then remember how I told you the effective reading speed? It's 1951. So that's adjusted after my comprehension level. So 2,400. Didn't make it up. You guys saw it. So you guys are totally blue. Wait, Benji is at 1,000. Okay, so Benji won, I guess, because if you guys, even Benji winning it, he was still off by more than 100%. So, so there's that. Yeah, just come pick it up. I guess I'm not shipping it to you. I'll pass it to you next week. But yeah, so there's that. Um, very very, yeah. That's why sometimes when I'm like 40, 50 minutes behind in reading, I was like super. I have blast through everything. That's kind of the tricky part. Um, and okay, so another thing in Switzerland, right? Now everybody knows it's 8 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll always try, just so you know, we'll always try to make it where both events, both press conference and the main event starts at the same time, so there's not that much confusions. Um, Also, how you behind in reading all the chat? Well, okay, so when I'm explaining something, uh, peaks, when I'm explaining something, I tend to stop reading the chats because I'm actually thinking and explaining something, and then by the time I look back at the chat, like, wow, I'm behind. That's that's what it is, right? I cannot speak as fast as I read. That's what it is. So uh, there's that. And somebody's joking, asking me to check my emails because my emails I'm pretty far back. But anyway, so um, one other thing I want to mention is that I noticed there are some people who are saying that we have put out less content this time. I I just want to just clarify: is everybody not seeing our content? Just wondering. So just want to double check because what happens? I'm afraid of is that on our on our Facebook channel, especially, right, when there was still some drama going on and a whole bunch of people like arguing with us, people could have like not unfollow me, but snooze it or mute it a little bit. So there is that. No, I'm not reading 3 romance novels a day. I'm reading contracts, 3 contracts a day. I don't know, but yeah, there's that. News on Alijan's status. Any chance he's pulling next event? It was kind of a weird thing, but we are still working through it. We're still working through it. Snezana is still working, talking to him. So hopefully we'll get there. We'll get there. There is quite a bit of that was Cobra telling me to check my email. Is there like something that you need right now? You know what? I'll check later. I don't want it to be distracting me. Morozov. I know that I think he's gearing up to pull soon. I don't know if it will be in December. Potentially, we potentially might, but I don't think so. Not at this point. Jay Corbin is asking, people saying Ingrid pressured Vitali not to compete. To be fair, okay, now that's not, I think that's what Pradeep said, but that's not what Robert said. Robert said somebody pressured Vitali not to compete. Okay. We all have our own guesses, but we all have our own guesses, but we don't have like concrete evidence that is any certain somebody. So that's what I'll put it. So there is that. It's thing of the past. He's still ready to pull Devin, so we'll focus more on the future. BKFC, I have not followed up recently on that, but probably should. I probably should. We've been so swamped, but very. It'll be pretty cool if Conor McGregor shows up. Not gonna lie, pretty cool if Conor McGregor shows up. I gave the correct answer. You scan, read. You don't read all the words. Your 2000s way lower if subtract the words you just scan. I don't know. Maybe you can explain what you mean by scan and read. Yep. Yes, Fred, he did say that. Yeah. So that I mean, people can infer on certain things, but that may not necessarily be the case, right? I'm just trying to put it out there that it's it's nothing substantial. But I mean, unfortunately, Auden is not coming to Switzerland, Jeremy, because Jeremy is suggesting Auden should pull Conor McGregor there, but no. Oh yes, I've been tested. Let's see, do I have that? No, it's not on my wall. But yeah, I am a Mensa member. Maybe okay, maybe here's a cool one, right? Maybe this week people can guess what my IQ is. Yeah. So maybe this week is don't put it in the chat here, but put it in the comments, because a couple more 100,000 more people will watch this after, and I'll give them a chance, especially for the people in the East Coast who may have already slept, to guess what the IQ is, and they'll win an autograph merch of Kai. So yeah, so what my IQ is, that'll be something fun. Dude, I wouldn't be in arm wrestling, man. I'll be inventing the next cancer drug or something. or working for Elon Musk, sending people to the moon. So it's not 175. I wish I was 175. Yeah. So okay, now I mean back to Switzerland. So a couple of changes for people who did not catch it earlier is that we will be having a 6-hour, maybe shorter, but 6-hour live stream. So don't miss that. It'll be Thursday morning, Eastern. Well, I mean American time. Okay. So make sure you catch that. With that, I would end everybody with this chat. I have so much other things to do. I still have visa applications. I have to go letters to write and everything. So I apologize. We are flying first thing tomorrow. Well, not first thing, but we're flying off to Switzerland tomorrow. So if you guys have any other comments, questions, if you guys are going to be in Switzerland, stop by, say hi. Love to meet you guys, and maybe we'll see you at breakfast in Switzerland. So for everything else, thank you and good night.